and Churchill don't settle. And it was like, is she joking? Is it a movie, We know that what God cannot do does not exist. But we didn't see this coming now. How? What happened? Waiting. Tonto and Churchill don't settle. We're still talking about it like...
Welcome to Real Crime Chronicles, where every mystery finds its truth. Tap the bell and never miss the next case.
Actress Tonto Dikeh was asked why, how, and who made it possible for the reconciliation of she and her ex-husband. Guys, I will soon play the video for you to watch, but nobody expected what she said led to her reconciliation. Recall that Tonto Dikeh married 12 years ago, and within a space of 2 years, she had a serious issue with her husband. But her husband remarried immediately without wasting time, but she remained. She said, "No, I'm not going anywhere. I had to raise my boy on my own." Now guys, after 10 years of keeping malice, they are now together. Not as if they want to remarry, because they have already divorced and the man has moved on. So they are cooperating, training their child all together. So guys, now I want to play the interview this lady had with her. When you watch the video to the end, you will understand why they reconcile, what led to it. You also watch the video of Blessing CEO crying and weeping because of what she heard Tonto testify. You cannot watch, guys, and watch to the end so that you will understand the full story.
And Churchill don't settle. And it was like, is she joking? Is it a movie, We know that what God cannot do does not exist. But we didn't see this coming now. How? What happened? Waiting. Tonto and Churchill don't settle. We're still talking about it like... You also tell us who made the first move. What is this? I'm confused,
First of all, like I gave a testimony yesterday, so I would direct everybody back to that testimony. If you haven't watched it, go to Strength of Joy or Pastor Jerry's channel. It's going to be showing there, or it's mostly everywhere on the internet. The miracle was the prayer of a 10-year-old. It says, "From my son's faith." It says, "From my son's love for God." It says, "From my son's prayers to God and requests to God." So if you watch that testimony, you definitely understand. I don't want to talk about my family as often as I used to. I have done that. I don't think anybody needs or deserves more explanation than I have given. That's my son's father, and we're just going to leave him out of the media and all of those things. Yeah.
So it's all about respecting each other now and co-parenting in peace. Okay, so are you guys together or just together for the sake of co-parenting? Because I've seen some people, they misread your post and they are thanking God that you're back together with Churchill. That's romantically.
Well, Nigerians now, even if you want to not Nigerians, I mean human beings as a whole, if you want to hide the truth, just put them in written words. We don't slow down to read. We read to respond. And that's something that I know that human beings have, and it's not. I'm not trying to judge anybody for it, but if you read my post carefully, it was more about the love that my son has found, not the love that I have found. Like I said, we're back as parents as we should be. God bless us with a beautiful, amazing son that we both need to join hands to and impact, because he's 10 years old, and he's not 10 years old up here. He's like a 20-year-old man. He's so mature, and no matter what we do in life, peace is just the ultimate. And my son has to benefit from that peace and that love.
Okay. I'm almost tempted to ask about his first time of talking to his dad, but I'm sure that's very private. I don't want to go into that, except you want to tell us. Okay, if you don't want to, let's move on. That's not my business. A lot has happened online in the last few months. That before we got to know that this born again thing with you is for real. Some people have dragged you. We'll be waiting. I was going to your page to refresh. Don't go soon reply. Don't go soon reply. My dear, we didn't see anything, no. So both I'm representing your fans, as in your foes and your friends and whoever. Is that old controversial Tonto gone? Is it this new you now that we're stuck with forever? No more replies, no more. Is this it?
Salvation brings peace and joy and happiness, and once you live with all of those things, you tend to.
War. 10 years of public shame. 10 years without a boy knowing his father. 10 years of lack of love. 10 years of bitterness, of hatred, everything just dissolved in front of my child. And I found my child holding my hands because I was crying. He held my hands and I was just praying for his father. I prayed for that man. I prayed for that man. You don't understand, because presidents and ex-presidents have interfered. I said no. I said no because of how bitter I had been. I've come here to tell you that the first time I said that I will burn the bridge. If you are coming, I will bomb you. It was not a lie. That was one bridge I bombed. That was one bridge I couldn't just take. That was one bridge I had so much bitterness and anger towards. Immediately, everything just broke down. Church, I see myself addressing my ex-husband as he should be addressed. Before I would have put one derogative sentence or something added to his name. I respect him now. We are talking like we are friends. I see myself forgiving. You see, the biggest testimony in this life is of a changed soul. I tell you, because I have peace that doesn't even make sense. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't. But God gave me 10 years in one day. It's not 1, it's not 2, it's not 3 years, it's not 4 years, it's not 5, it's not 6, it's not 7, it's not 8. 10 years in one day. In one day. In one day. God, I just want to come and give glory to God. I don't want to put my family out there, but I needed to say this to build your faith up, to tell you that God is interested in
Tonto Dikeh, I'm going to address you as Mommy T. I want to say thank you so much for sharing this part of you. I don't think you understand how much this vulnerability you're putting out is changing lives. Thank you, Mama T. Your testimony just took me back to memory lane. Forget being a single mother is one of the toughest jobs. Playing the role of a father and a mother. In as much as a lot of us women do not want to show weaknesses because of our kids. But this, your testimony, took me back to memory lane. My ex took my son away from me when he was 8 months. I was able to get my son back after 5 years. And since my son became 5, till now that he's 14, he has never set his eyes on his father. There was a time he stole his father's number from my mom's phone because my mom stole the number with Lucky Yoko. He started calling him in secret. When I found out, I was upset and I asked him, what is that thing that you want from your father that I cannot give you? I want to play the both roles for them not to even miss a male figure in their life. But the truth is, there's a vacuum. I started understanding the damage this does to children when I started dating IVD. If you ask my children, they've never seen me with any man before. Nobody comes to visit me. I do everything on my own. IVD was the first man I introduced to my kids. I remember the first time he was coming to visit when I went to pick IVD from the airport. IVD said, "Boo, let's buy football for the kids." I'm like, football? We stopped by, we bought football. When we got to the house, IVD, met them in the evening. He wore his short, called them out to play football. So what IVD did was he gave me 100,000 naira. That was like the cashier. Anybody that scores a goal will win 5,000. I watched my son play football. They didn't want to stop. He took them out, bought them stuff. The day IVD was leaving, my son hugged him with tears in his eyes and said, "Uncle, thank you." They said, "Uncle, IVD, thank you. Thank you for playing with us." That was when I knew that there was a vacuum. It's not just about providing for these children. Thank you. My first son is 14 years. For 14 years, I have carried bitterness against my ex. I don't know what God did for Tonto, I don't know what God did for Mama T. But I'm hoping and praying that I get that divine restoration to forgive, let go, and allow them have access to their father. I don't think anybody understands the pain of being a single mom. It's the fact that you're constantly even trying to prove to society that you don't want to raise a bad child. Because every time the child goes bad, it's the mother's child. It's the fact that you have this subconscious thought that your ex is going to laugh at you when things go bad. You just have this subconscious competition inside of you and telling yourself, oh, because this person has even remarried, I do not even want his children to be better than mine. Thank you, Tonto Dikeh. Your story with your ex-husband was one that shook the internet. And if you can get this divine restoration and forgive, we are hoping that one day we will get it too. I'm sorry if I was a bit vulnerable in this video, but this is the part of our lives we don't ever want to share. Dear single mothers, I don't know the hurt you feel, but if you still have that father in the life of your child that want to contribute, please let them. No matter how little, there's a basic role a man plays in his children's life. Thank you so very much, Tonto Dikeh. Mama T, God bless you. You don't know what you're doing to a lot of us by sharing this vulnerability. Thank you.
My journey and address me as who I am today.
So how do we address you?
I'm a woman of God. My name is King Tonto, if anything. And I'm not an actress, I'm an ex-actress.
So when we do stories on you now, we should say woman of God, Tonto Dikeh. Is that how you want your headlines now?
I don't know, but it's not controversial. But yeah,
Okay, so
woman of
we
God
should
is
drop
perfect.
ex-controversial. We should not even refer to you as an actress anymore.
I don't think that's not necessary.
Okay, so we get it. We leave out actress, we leave out controversy, we leave out all the old things that have passed away. What about, are you looking forward to, would you want to get married again?
For now, I just want to follow Jesus. I want to know him. I want to build an unshakable faith. That's not what I'm looking for. I already have so much love in my heart already for God, and you see all this love that all this love that we keep looking for everywhere and making mistakes. By the time you calm down and you love God and know God, you understand that God is love, and you are content with where you are. Right now, I'm content with where I am, just knowing and pursuing God.
Okay,
Whatever
so
my life is all about.
Yeah, welcome back, guys. You know what touched me most about this video? The part that the CEO was seen shedding tears. It made me emotional. Guys, I don't know about you, but I was moved. I felt her pain, her sorrow. You know, guys, Bessie CEO is also a single mom. I don't know her story, but from my understanding, it seems as if she passed through a lot in the hands of her husband. Guys, tell me your opinions in this situation, and remember to subscribe, like, comment and share. I will see you in my next video.